Good day, each and everyone, especially to you, ma'am, Mrs. Mary Jade Nugget. Our task for this day is to discuss the ideologies of international relations. So, what is the ideologies of international relations? So, it is referred to the systems of ideas and beliefs that shape how nations view the world or how nations behave. Both the practice and the study of relations of nation states and other entities in the international system traditionally focus primarily on state to state relations. So what is it means the state to state relation? So it is the connection of the sovereign countries. So today focuses on other actors such as intergovernmental organization, IGOs, and non-governmental organizations. We have NGOs, and we have also multinational corporations. We have MNCs, and even individuals. So global politics or world politics. So what is global politics, by the way? So it is the countries, organizations, and the people interest that focuses on the power, cooperation, and conflict. So when there is a cooperation, there is conflict. So of course, when there is a conflict, we find ways to solve the conflict. So an interdisciplinary field encompassing the study of economic, social, and cultural interaction. So also, why is it that it is important to encompassing the study of economic and social and cultural interaction? So it helps us encourage how countries and people are connected and how these connections shape the world we live in. So tended to be dominated by realist theories, liberal or idealist theories continue to abound constructivism and radical and critical theories. Next, it is begun as a field in the United States. Today, it is studied widely. Next, we have the analyzes the strategic interaction among countries. So when we talk about the strategic interactions among countries, it is the studying how nations we use diplomacy, power, and cooperation to achieve their interests. When we talk about achieving interests, there is a cooperation among the nation because we are in this international relations. Of course, there is alliances of nations. So next, we have the systems approaches that includes realism, neoliberal, institutionalism, and constructivism. They disagree on the consequences of anarchy. It is the absence of a supernatural authority. So why is it that there is a disagreement exists? So this disagreement exists because anarchy affects states differently. Liberals see it is an opportunity for cooperation, and constructivists see it as a shaped by by shared norms and ideas. So of course, there is different perceptions among the realist, liberalism, and constructivism. So when there is a different perspective, there is a conflict and disagreement. So next, we have the unit-centered theories, culture and cognition, political institution, and interest. So when we talk about culture and cognition, it is talks about the normative beliefs. When we talk about political institution, it is the government structure and rules. So next, we have the cooperation and conflict turn on the interaction of the domestic politics between states. And also, we have the culture and cognition, sources of conflict and distorted evaluation. So, as what I have discussed earlier, when there is a different perceptions among realist, liberalist, and constructivism, there is a conflict and disagreement among the plan kanang sa inyong na plano, kumbaga. Nago siya disagreement, kaya naman siya lain-laing perspective kunuhay. So, next, we have the current debates, analysis of international civil society. We have NGOs, transnational forces. We have also the rule of law and legalized dispute resolution mechanism. And WTO, we have the globalization and economy and culture. So next, we have the formation of new entities and European Union. So as what I have discussed, the ideologies of international relations, we have discussed that there is a cooperation. When there is a cooperation, there is a conflict. When there is a disagreement, focuses on the different perspectives among the liberalist, constructivism, and we have the constructivists. So when there is a different perspective, there is a disagreement. But also, we have also seen that there is also a cooperation that can be seen truly. So next, we the next topic, we have the value of international relations in globalized society. So by the way, what is the value of international relations in globalized society? So it lies it lies in the ability to help us understand, manage, and improve interactions among country, organizations, and people. So of course, when there is a connections and cooperations, we see that state or nations will be have strong alliances. When there is a strong alliances, we achieve the the strong and kanang magkasinabtanay nga mga nations among countries. So we have the it concludes the promote successful trade policies between nations. Of course, when there is a cooperation and we have united people, we do promote successful trade policies between nations. Of course, when we talk about successful trade policies, it is it is a very essential of us individuals, not just Philippines, but of course in the passage of international relations. So next, we have encourages travel related to business, tourism, and immigration, provided people with opportunity to enhance their lives. Of course, when there is successful trade, there is an encourages travel related to business. Of course, sa ato ang lugar or sa whole nation, business isa sa nagpadagan sa ekonomiya. Of course, kung na siya business, mupuan yun siya money. So, unsa may kapadagan sa economy? Money biya. Kasi kapareho sa komunidad, money. It also viewed that everything will be possible in terms of money. So, of course, ang gatuyog sa ato kwarta. So, kung walay business, walay kwarta. Kung walay kwarta, walay business. Ana. So, immigration provided people with opportunity. Ang hinahanglan tag oportunidad para makakwarta, para mabuhi. Ana siya. So next, we have allows nation to cooperate with one another, pool resources, and share information as a way to face global issue. So ano na gani? Kung na cooperation o na-unite ang isa ka tawo between sa isa o isa pa ka tawo, mga kuan gitag kanang pool resources and shared information that could create a successful trade sa atoa. So next, we have advanced human culture through cultural exchange, diplomacy, and policy development. So it means that it promotes peaceful coexist among nations, encourage shared knowledge and cultural appreciation. Kani siya nga discussion, gatuyo ko rin siya. So of course, balik-balik tag istorya, kung asya cooperation o unite ang mga tao, magka-unite sila, nagitay matawag nga peaceful coexist. Makakuan tag shared knowledge. Kanang shared knowledge, isa na nasa makakuanta nga atong shared knowledge nga, uy, kani nga ato nga plano na makakuha dyan siya oportunidad, labi na sa trade, business, which is pinakakailangan kayo sa mga tao. So next, We have sorry, humanitarian organization. So, unsa din ang humanitarian organization di ay? So, muna siya yung mga groups that provide help and relief to people in need, mga kinahanglanon sa tao. One of which is the action against hunger. Oh, simple ka siya nga term, action against hunger. Gipanggutom na ang mga tao, so nago siya action. Natural, ang tao, pakanon. Kaya unsa na magulay kaon, luoy kaayo. Next, we have Oxfam International and World Food Program. So when we talk about humanitarian organization, it talks about the need of the people. One of the most need of the people is food. So kung wala food, gut mong tanan. Ana lang yun siya pagka in simple term. So next, we have the government agencies. So unsa the government agency? So these are the official organizations created by the government to carry out specific duties and serve the needs of the public. So kung natay humanitarian organization, ay tay government agency nga which is mag-adhere sa unsay kinahanglanon sa public. Mo gina siya nga government pakakuan butag thought of it is a public service. So na-include siya. We have the Department of State, Department of Homeland Security, and the Department of Commerce. Next, we have the International Corporation. It is are companies that do business in multiple countries, connecting economies and influencing global trade and development. So, muna siya ang mga corporation nga nag-promote og opportunity sa individual. Kani mga opportunity, kinahanglanon kani siya nato para makadagan sa economy. Kaya unsa may kinahanglanon sa naa sa economy people. Unsa kinahanglanon sa people kwarta. Unsa pagka kuhag kwarta kung walay opportunity, walay trabaho. Kailangan dyan siya. So one of which is the General Electric, BP, ExxonMobil, Toyota, Nestle, and Siemens. So next, we have media outlets. So, unsa rin media outlets? Muna siya ang mga organization that provide news and information to the public, influencing opinions and spreading knowledge locally and globally. So, kinahanglan kay ang media nato nowadays, labi na social media, natay TV. But, ato na itong i-avoid nga mo dapat kita sa mga reliable information, di kita mag-rely sa mga fake news. Yung sa mga to pag kakuha og maayong information og mag-rely ra puta sa mga mga hearsays lang. So, kailangan buta nga, kung mukuan tag media, we need to check it first. So, mo na, click before, think before you click, kumbaga. Also include the BBC, Washington Post, The Guardian, Der Spiegel, New York Times, and we have Forbes, and Wall Street Journal. So next, we have the intergovernmental organization. So, unsa the intergovernmental organization? So, mo ni siya mga formal groups of countries that collaborate to solve international problems and promote cooperation on shared groups or goals. So, mo na gani na. Kung natay ko conflict, natay problem, we need to see or tawag aning mangita tag solusyon sa mismong problema. So isa na makapangita tag solusyon sa problema, dapat natay connection, cooperation sa bawat usa para masulba ang problema sa ekonomiya. One of the example of the intergovernmental organization is the very common, the World Trade Organization. Next, we have United Nations. We have NATO. So sa mga makita nato nga mo na siya mga organization nga nag-promote og collaboration. And also, kung naay problem, we find solution. Next, we have international communication. So, say international communication. So, this, muna siya ang exchange of information, ideas, and messages across countries and cultures. Ang baga, kung media, nasa sa media, like, mga example na to kay nasa TV, social media, kaya international communication, mamaora siya kay media, apan, kuha na po siya ganang true messages across countries. Kinahanglan ng communication to, interact to one people to another. Muna siya nag-include sa Amnesty International. We have Freedom House, Human Rights Watch, and Reporters Without Borders. So, kanina sa Human Rights Watch, makita na nato human rights, the right of individual, at nung katungod, kumbaga. Na-appeal siya sa international communication kay Of course, as individual, kuana, inahanglan na to nga makabaluta sa mga hitabo, pero dapat mo rely kita sa reliable information kay when talk about communication. Kay namin yung gitawag nga mga hearsays lang, na. So the last, we have the research centers or think tanks. Unsa din ni siya? So these are the organizations that conduct research analysis and policy studies to provide expertise and advice on a specific issue. So kailangan daw ang research kumbaga para maka-rely siya sa mga specific issue. Kailangan sa i-research. One of which, ano kailangan na ng research? Para ma-research kung kani ba siyang information, fact ba siya, nag-rely ba siya sa reliable information, kumbaga kay ang sa may pulos anang imo ang pagkabaluan na kung dili na pud siya reliable, kumbaga dami mga fake nga nangkalat. So unsay mga mahitabo, unsay mga consequences kung mo rely ka sa mga fake na ay kuan kanang disagreement, na ay conflict. Kung na ay conflict, na ay problem. Oh. So one of the is, we have Brookings Institution, Center for International Policy. We have the Council on Foreign Relations and Global Public Policy Institute. So muna tanan sa ideologies of international relations. So the next topic will be the national interest that we discuss to Miss Ahias.
So my topic is about national interest. It is a strategic goal of a state in international politics. It is embedded in countries' foreign policy and actualized through diplomacy. And national interest is the raison d'etat or the reason of the state in international politics. It represents the ambition of the state, articulated, gauged, aggregated, and made by policymakers or government. It is a central plank in the school of power politics or political realism. So the primary of national interest is national survival and preservation, which constitute a state's short-term objectives. Mid-range objective, pursuit of welfare, wealth, and prosperity of the nation. Long-range interest, emergence of a state as a regional or world power extension of external influence and domination. So, national interest refers to the ambition, the goals and priorities of a state which they want to pursue. It is the reason of the state in international politics, and it guides the foreign policy of a state. It can achieve through diplomacy or trade or other instrument. And national interest reflect what a country wants to protect or gain and influence globally. So national interest is central to political realism, which sees international politics as a struggle for power and survival. So there are 6 classification of national interest according to Thomas Robinson. So, first is the primary interest. These are those interests in respect of which no nation can compromise. It includes the preservation of physical, political, and cultural identity against possible encroachment by other states. A state has to defend this at all costs. So, the primary interest is non-negotiable interest of a state. It is essential for its very existence. So it involves safeguarding the core aspect of a nation's identity and sovereignty against external threat. They are defended at all costs, often through military or diplomatic means. So example is a country's right to territorial integrity, like the Philippines protecting the West Philippine Sea against the threat of China. So, second is secondary interest. These are less important than the primary interest. Secondary interest includes the protection of the citizens abroad and ensuring of diplomatic immunities for the diplomatic staff. So, secondary interest also important but not as critical as the primary interest. So the secondary interest focus on the safety and privileges of the citizens abroad, ensuring the smooth operation of international relation. So example is kaning like naywar sa laing country. So example the Philippines. So ang Philippines nag-effort ang sila to help their citizens evacuate and provide assistance. So because the government of the Philippines is responsible sila sa ilang citizens, dapat protektahan nila ang ilang citizen. So third is the permanent interest. So permanent interest, a relatively constant long-term interest of the state and subject to very slow changes. So permanent interest is the long-term interest of the state. It is fixed or stable, and it is subject to very slow changes. So, permanent interests guide consistent foreign policy and are not easily altered by short-term events. So example is U.S. interest to preserve its spheres of influence and to maintain freedom of navigation in all the ocean. So this for policy of the U.S. is consistent since World War II. Next is the variable interest. So, it is considered vital for national good in a given set of circumstances. Can diverge from both primary and permanent interest, determined by cross-current of personalities, public opinion, sectional interest, partisan politics, and political moral folkways. So, ang variable interest is opposite siya sa permanent interest because variable interest is flexible. So, it shifts based on the changing circumstances and depends on domestic influence and or external pressure. So, example is ang kaning mga leaders sa isa ka country. So, sa time ni Duterte, close ang Philippines o kaning China. Pero sa time ni Marcos, makita na to nga na ay conflict, no? Namigay po conflict sa una, pero wala ra kayo kay dili man ganahan man makig-friends si Duterte sa China. While sa time ni Marcos is like fight yun ni Marcos nga ang atua ang West Philippine Sea. So hindi na to makita nga lahi-lahi og approach ang mga leaders sa isa ka country. And it is because if mag-change ang leaders sa isa ka country, mag-change pod ang ilang foreign policy or ilang priorities nga they want to achieve. Next is the general interest. So general interest refers to those positive conditions which apply to a large number of nations or in several specified fields such as economic, trade, diplomatic relation, and etc. To maintain international peace is the general interest of all nations. So, the general interest is broad na siya. It is a shared interest sa mga countries which multiple countries can benefit or international community as a whole. Involve cooperative efforts in areas like peace, stability, or security. And the example is disarmament and arms control, like the Proliferation Treaty, which prevent the spread of nuclear weapons and promote peaceful use of nuclear energy. And another example is UN, promoting international peace and prevent conflict among countries. So, and the last one is the specific interest. The specific interest is the logical outgrowth of the general interest and are defined in terms of time and space. To secure the economic right of third world countries, Through the securing of a new international economic order is a specific interest of India and other developing countries. So specific interest is opposite to just a general interest. So this interest is tied to specific time and place, often derived from general interest such as economic needs. So example, muna ni siya, example kaning new international economic order nga specific interest siya sa India or kaning other countries nga developing pa. So they aim to reform global trade rules to secure economic rights and improving the fairness of trading. That's all. Thank you.
The main role of every country is to protect its goals and what's best for its people and national interests. And that can be done through diplomacy. Diplomacy is a universally accepted means or tools for securing national interests. Diplomacy is the art of polite, skillful talk between countries. It's how one country's foreign policy plan for dealing with other nations to put into actions. Diplomacy can be done by diplomats. Diplomats are like messengers who meet with decision makers from other nations to negotiate and find solutions. They try to persuade others that their country's requests are fair and reasonable. They might offer rewards like new trade deal or even use the threat of denial of rewards to get what they want, like for example, sanctions. Diplomacy is preferred because it's the best way to solve disagreements peacefully through a process of give and take, allowing countries with different needs to still find a way to cooperate. A great example of this in the Philippines is how it handles its relationship with other countries to secure its economic interests. For instance, when the government sends representatives to negotiate with other nations such as the US or Japan to secure investments in Philippines infrastructure or to get better trade deals for Filipino products. That is the diplomacy in action. Even when dealing with complex issues like territorial disputes, the Philippines often uses the diplomatic path by consistently making official protests and participating in international organizations to assert its legal rights and seek a peaceful resolution. This shows that the country's national interests, security, economy, and the welfare of Filipinos is constantly being protected and promoted through diplomatic effort. Countries rely on more than just talks to get what they want. They also use propaganda and economic means. Propaganda is essential. It is the art of salesmanship on a global scale. It's a country's systematic attempt to shape the minds and emotions of people in other countries or even its own to convince them that its goals are fair and necessary. With the use of modern tools like the internet, this method has become very powerful, allowing a country to quickly spread messages that support its own self-interest. For example, when Philippine government runs campaigns on social media, in foreign media, or through cultural exchange to highlight the country's economic stability or the legality of territorial claims. It's using propaganda to gain international support and protect its reputation and interests. The other key method is economic means. This involves using money and resources to influence other nations. Richer countries often use economic aid, loans, or favorable trade deals to get poorer nations to align with their interests. In the context of the Philippines, signing a major free trade agreement or FTA with a powerful economy is an economic means of securing national interests as it promises economic growth and provide jobs. However, it also means the Philippines must often negotiate carefully to ensure that the agreement truly benefits the Filipino people and doesn't just serve the interests of powerful foreign nation. The last crucial way nations secure the goals is through alliances and treaties. In simple definition, this involves two or more countries making formal agreement to work together for their shared benefit. These agreements turn shared interests, whether they are identical, like for example, they want peace, or complementary into legal obligation, like for example, one country needs food and the other country needs technology. Alliances can be military in nature, where countries promise to defend each other, like the NATO alliance created by democratic countries for common security. They can also be purely economic, like the establishment of the European Union, which claimed to boost trade and help rebuild Europe after war. For the Philippines, alliances are the key to its national security and economic stability. For example, the Philippines has a long-standing mutual defense treaty with the United States. This treaty is a military alliance where both countries agree to support each other if one is attacked, which is vital for securing the Philippines' territorial integrity and maritime interests. By joining regional economic treaties such as those under ASEAN Free Trade Area or AFTA is another example for ensuring the country can trade easily and grow its economic by working with its Southeast Asian neighbors. In conclusion to my report, every nation has a main duty to secure its national interests, what's best for its people, and its survival by using several means or tools in international relations. The most important tool is diplomacy, which uses polite talks, negotiation, and compromise to solve disagreements peacefully and promote goals like trade and security, as the Philippines does when negotiating investment. Beyond talks, countries also use propaganda to shape opinions and gain support. The economic means like offering aid or signing trade deals to influence other nations through money and resources. Finally, nations establish alliances and treaties. It is a formal agreements that legally bind them to work together, whether for military defense like the US-Philippine Mutual Defense Treaty or economic growth like ASEAN agreements. Together, these methods form the diplomacy, propaganda, economic means, and alliance and treaties are comprehensive strategy a country uses to survive and succeed in the complicated global community.
Ah, coercive means. Unsa ang coercive means? Ang coercive means pasabot ana relating to use force or threats. So magamit ka og power as or imong karabitang hadoko nimo ang laing country, laing states or tagaan imong sanction para ma-preserve ang para ma-preserve lang ang national interest sa usa ka state. So the role of power in international relations is recognized fact. It is an unwritten law of international intercourse that nations can use for securing their national interests. So, to, magamit og kusog, magamit og military power or magamit siya og kanang kusog ligi para ma-secure ang national interest. International law also recognize coercive and short of war as the methods that can be used by state for fulfilling their desired goals and objectives. So, mo siya, gamitan siya og kanang either kanang lawful or unlawful siya nga kuan nga uh, lawful or unlawful siya nga gamiton nga threats or kanang sanctions pareha sa aning kuan intervention ng intercourse kaning embargoes kuan ni siya kanang unofficial ban on trade or other commercial activity with particular country. So apil ni siya sa kuan coercive means. So kuan kanang pinilitan kanang nagagubat para sa Ukraine o Russia nga naggubat ang kuan ang Ukraine ug Russia. Diyon gisanksyonan sa US ang Russia kay allied man tong Russia. Ay ang allied man tong Ukraine sa kuan sa United States. Nang gisanksyonan ang Russia para di bitaw kayo kuan bitaw kanang para mo minimize ang ilang aggression ba. Ano siya? Kining boycotts. Ang boycotts withdraw from commercial or social relations in a with a country, organizations or person, punishment or protest. So kining boycotts kanang kuan siya, kanang pag-withdraw ba sa social relations militar ang Philippines din kanang na sila partnership sa kuan sa China diyon. Kanang sa China diyon giaya nag-abusar ang Philippines kaya giya ng South Philippines Sea. So nana mo withdraw ang government of the Philippines sa ilang commercial activity sa trade sa ilang partnership. So muna siya pila siya sa coercive means kanang boycotts yung kanang reprisals ang appeal ko siya an act of retaliation. Ang example ani kuan ni siya ang reprisal ay kay response ni siya to an unlawful act that other state pero kuan ni siya typically illegal ni siya nga paggamit sa kuan force. Yung reprisal example ani kung ang kuan kung kita atake ta preto sa Japan ay sa World War II atake ta sa Japan dayon ang reprisal sa Philippines ato napildi man sila gipabayad sila sa ato ano siya or kanang pilitan pero nang naigubat dayon allied countries na sila pero atong sa World War II Japon nga ang Germany gigubat siya sa kuan UK sa France din ang France kay kuan man siya nakig-allied siya sa US so mo to ang reprisal ng US so mo to napil sila sa gubat pwede po ni siya kuan ra kanang the allies threatened economic reprisals against the invading country mo siya itang gubaton ta sa China dayon ang China o US kay partner man sila sa ekonomiya so og ang mo kuan na yon maghatag din og sanction ang US sa China para mo minimize ang ilang kuan bitaw ang ilang aggression sa ato dayon sunod corruption sa lawful response man ni siya to an unfriendly act does not violate international law. So ang retortion di sa pareha sa kuan sa reprisal. Ang retortion magamit na siya og kuan kanang lawful ra ni siya. Dayon appealing retaliation kung gubaton ta or kanang bombahan ta mobalos pag bomba sa lain nga kuan country nga ni bomba na to kaya sa Israel og sa Iran nga bombahan man sa Israel ang kuan katong nuclear base sa Iran na namatay ang mga kuan ang mga military officials ang in return tiraan mo og missile ag Israel sa Iran so mao na siya retaliation din siya yung perseverance of relation kung bikil putlon lang nato ang atong relationship pareha sa sa Russia ug sa Ukraine gubat sila dayon mo na to ay malagi gubat sila karon kay wala naman undang na ilang relationship sa una kay ang Ukraine apel na siya sa kuan USSR then pag bulag na sa kuan kay muga usob na siya mulay na siya og ideology mo to karon gubat sila kaning Pacific Biocides or Pacific Blockage kuan ni siya di po ni siya non-violent coercive action po siya nga ang state magamit og naval power to seal off the part of another state. It is considered a measure short war but is designed to exert pressure and force the blockade state to comply with demands. So mora gyapon kining Pacific Biocides kuan din siya gamit gyapon siya og kuan kanang i-pressure niya ba para mo kung kusay ganahan ako nga kung sa idiman ako ihatag gini mo kaya ang dili ako jud ang pressure jud ka. So mo na siya kuha na siya mo na siya are the popular coercive means which can be used by nations to force others to accept a particular course of behavior or to retain from course within consider harmful by nation using coercive means. Right. Ika nga nila nga ingon pa nga ni Niccolo Machiavelli nga it is better to be feared than loved. You cannot both. So, mo na siya. Gamit kag coercive means para ang national interest kuan bitaw makuha. Kining next is war and aggression have been declared illegal means. Yung may illegal. Yet this continue to be used by state in actual course of international relations. Today, nations fully realize the importance of peaceful means of conflict resolution like negotiations and diplomacy. So mani sa karon. Ang karon mas gipalabi ang diplomacy og negotiation kaysa gubat diretso. Kaning war and aggression gi-declare man siya nga illegal means. Yet at the same time, this continue to use coercive means whenever they find it expedient and necessary. Military power is still regarded as a major part of national power and is often used by nation for securing desired goals and objectives. So mao ni siya. Nara gyapon ang military power ug kinsa tong kusog og military power priya sa US mao jud siya ang nasa babaw kay unsay ang pasabot ana og kanang kuan kag kanang mayo ka or kusog ang military power kanang powerful country ka dayon kung ganahan nimo makakuan ka ba kung ganahan nimo imo bitaw makabot pinagi sa magamit kay military na pero sa Amerika ba bugoy kayo kay naman sila advance may lang military dito ng equipment uban pa mo nang kung sa national interest sa US ila jung makuha. Dayon, the use of military against international terrorism now stands universally accepted as natural and just means for fighting the menace. Today, world public opinion accept the use of war and other forcible means for elimination of international terrorism. So gamit gyapon og military power. Pareha nang ay mga terorista, pareha sa atong ubat diri sa Philippines sa Marawi siege nga nikuan ang mga Mauti groups sa nakamod po siya og ISIS. Ang ISIS is international terrorism na siya. Di naman siya kay national ra. So nagamit og military power sa ang Philippines para mapanatili ang kaayusan sa kuan diri sa Philippines sa Mindanao. And all these means are used by all nations for securing their national interest. Nations have the right and duty to secure their national interest, and they have the freedom to choose the requisite means for this purpose. They can use peaceful or coercive means as when they may desire or deem essential. So, ang nasod, ang usa ka state, pwede rin siya mamili og mugamit pa siya coercive means or mugamit pa siya og peaceful nga paagi bitaw dira sa treaty na or ganahan sila og kanang pero nato Philippines is nakig-treaty nakig-alliance sa laing sa laing nasod sa ASEAN para ang atong national interest nga mulambo po natong ekonomiya nga matabangan ta nila mao na siya dayon or mugamit ba ta og coercive means rianing kaning retaliation bilang kuanta sa China gi abuse ta ilabi na sa West Philippines yan balusan po nato oy nara ana subjective ba either mugamit ta og dahas or mugamit ta og peace or diplomatic na pumagi. So however, in the interest of international peace, security, and prosperity, nations are expected to refrain from using coercive means, particular war and aggression. These are expected to depend upon peaceful means for the settlement of dispute and for securing their interests. So mo ni siya. Ang interest sa of international peace, security and prosperity are expected ni siya nga dili magamit og coercive means. Expected to refrain from using coercive means, particularly war and aggression. So murag gidili siya nga magamit og coercive means para di bitaw kayo kubot yung kanang wala bitay pagdumot ang mga nation state sa usag-usa bitaw. Mas ipalabi gyud ang kuan kanang diplomacy, kanang peaceful agreements, peace talks, dili kay og kuan aggubat ayon padalan na og missile dito, so gubot na dayon kayo kay namay kuan state ay ang kada state namay mga alliance, so magkadako sunuran nimo ang gamay kuan gubot mo dako mo na siya. So mas maayo og gamitag peaceful nga way o diplomatic way ba. Peaceful coexistence, peaceful conflict resolution and purpose mutual cooperation for development are the common and shared interests of all nations. As such, along with the promotion of their national interests, the nations must try to protect and promote common interests in the larger interest of the whole international community. So, peaceful conflict resolution and purposeful mutual cooperation. So mo ni siya ang kuan gyud ang gisulong sa mga nasod, ilabi na sa United Nations nga gamitan og peaceful peace talks, mga agreements, peace agreements kaysa og gubat dayon. So na dayon kayo kanang samok na dayon kayo. Mas maayo nga gamitan og peace para makabot kay pinagi sa dili naman kay pinagi ra sa coercive means makuha ang objective sa interest sa usa ka nation. Pwede siya makuha sa kanang tinabangay ta sa laing nation, form tag treaty, alliances para sa kuan sa peace, kaya nang sa trade, sa economic growth, sa pag-prosper sa ekonomiya sa matag nasod, kaya na sa ASEAN ba na mas mayo nga naatay amigo kaysa kuan kanang daghan tag kontra. All this make it essential for every nation to formulate its foreign policy and to conduct its relation with other nations on the basis of its national interest as interpreted and defined in harmony with the common interest and of the humankind. The aim of the foreign policy is to secure the defined goals of national interest by the use of national power. So mao ni siya. Ang aim sa foreign policy is to secure the defined goals of national interest by the use of national power. So mao ni siya. Ma-shape dayon ang ma-shape sa ideology ang foreign policy. Kini ang topic is about ideology in international relation man. Kuan para ma-secure ang goal sa isa ka nation. Kaya nato nagdemokrasya ta na din apoy nagkomunist kay laylay man ta og kuan kanang goals, laylay man goals ang matag nation. Pero ang target gyapon ani is kuan prosperity sa usa ka nation, dayon kanang peace, unity, mora gyud na siya. Kaya sa kuan communist country napud sila ilang kuan, napud sila ilang peace agreement, napud sila kanang alliance dayon tapos sila kanang mga way usahan para malambo ang ilang kuan pod ilang ekonomiya kita na pod mga democratic country. So mao to siya ang kuan sa coercive means sa na under siya sa ideologies of international relations kanang coercive means. So na duha ang kapilian sa kuan sa nation, either mogamit siya og coercive means, coercive way, mogamit sa coercive way, pwede pud siya mogamit og kuan kanang peaceful nga paagi, diplomatic na paagi nga kanang samtang nagkuha siya ay nakakuha siya sa iyang national interest, naka-gain siya sa iyang national interest towards sa other nga country, other nga states, is dili pa agabyado ang pika state. So pareha sila benepisyo ba, benefits ba, benepisyo sa ilang kuan ilang treaty ba or usay ilang kuan ilang gipagkasunduan. So mga siya, pero kining coercive means kuan din siya kanang pasabot ani paggamit yun siya og kuan force or threats. So mga to kung hilabtan ta nara na to og mobalos ta para kuan kanang makuha ang ato ang ma-preserve ang ato ang kuan ang territory diri ana sa West Philippines kung haras-haras ta sa China pwede ta mo hatag og sanction, magkuhan ta og taripa, patas atong taripa kana siya apil na sa coercive means. Or sa pinagi sa peace nga okay kuha natin lang og peace talks na para mo minimize ilang kuan lang aggression diya sa atoa diya sa ilabi na diya sa West Philippine Sea. Or kuan ba kana bang mo withdraw ta sa atong mga partnership nila sa ekonomiya ana, pero impossible kay na kay ang Philippines nag-rely mo sa China pod. So mo na to tanan ang report about sa coercive means. So I hope nga nakagets mo na pud mo nakutlo nga pagtulun-an sa akong report bisag kuan sa mubo nga panahon. So mao ra to. That's all and thank you.